Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Zoids Z-Builders Dimetra Ptera Model and Expansion Kit by Hasbro. This is number 106 from the new American release, and I believe it was released in 2003. I bought this set at a KB toy store when it was actually shutting down in our area, and I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was probably from anywhere from 50 to 70% off when I got it. Interesting thing about this particular Zoid is that not only is it a Z builder, but it actually is you can actually build this Zoid in two different modes, and it looks like two different Zoids altogether. You can take a look here in the package. You have one here that's standing with wings, and you can actually configure it a four-legged Zoid with a huge spine there, which is really neat. So, and it's also electronic and motorized. So this is a pretty interesting Zoid on there. You can see on the side here, you can it's posable Z-Builder figures. It's customizable with other Z-Builders and probably other Zoids. And it's also, this one's, like I said, it moves. It's motorized. On there, it's same thing on that side. On the back of the package here, you can see the Zoid. You can rotate the cannons. The cockpit opens like most Zoids. Adjustable wings, and two walking battle modes on this. And of course, Z-Builders uses the block system. And some statistics on the Dimetra Ptera here. It just says dinosaur type, probably because it's two different types of dinosaurs. They don't put the specific type on there. But it does weigh 37 tons. It's about 10.6 meters long. It stands about 10.8 meters high. Well, I wonder which mode that is. Or maybe it's both, because the spine is pretty tall. And it has a max speed of Mach 2.1. This guy is pretty fast. So let's go ahead and open up to reveal the contents of this guy, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and we have the contents of the Dimetra Ptera out of the package. And we'll go ahead and take a look at all of this stuff real quick. First thing we have here is the very nice catalog. It's actually a size of a long poster, which is really neat. It shows a lot of the Zoids, at least from the new American release on here. And I'll just go ahead and scroll this up. It's very nice. Pretty extensive amount of Zoids. And it's not just on one side, but on two sides. So you have even more on here, which is really cool on here. I have about, I'd say about 60 to 70% of what's on this two sides of the sheet on there. But that's the catalog there. We have here the, I guess the battery compartment and the motor unit on here. You can see these are probably where the joints for the legs go. And the on and off switches right here. And we have either the wings or the spine on here. Pretty neat. And then it only came with one block on here, and then you got the rubber caps, the cockpit canopy, and then you have the pilot there, and sticker sheets right there. And then you have the manual for the Dimetra Ptera, and it shows you how to build both modes on here. Pretty neat, pretty extensive, not too extensive, about 17 pages on there. And that's that. And we also have 3 plastic sprues, one orange sprue and 2 gray sprues. So it's mainly gray, orange, and off-white in color. And we'll be right back with one mode of the Dimetra Ptera, followed by the other mode. And we'll be right back. Alright, we have a Pteranodon here put together. The manual says that this particular mode is called a Pteranodon Zoid. And let's go ahead and do a size comparison first. We'll use the trusty Liger 0X here for size comparison. And you can see that the Pteranodon is slightly smaller in overall size. It's about as tall as Liger 0X, just not as much mass on there, but it's still pretty neat on there. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details of the Pteranodon. It's actually pretty neat. He stands upright on two legs here, and you can see the cockpit here that doubles for the head. And he's got some wings here with some blasters. It's kind of cool. And going over some of the manually moving parts, the head is on a swivel and slightly bends up and down, not too much. And of course the cockpit opens to reveal the pilot in there. It's kind of neat. And let's see, yep, the antenna, or I'm not sure what these are, but they do pose back and forth. And you can see that the head just pops in via peg there. And I thought this was part of the automated movement of the Pteranodon, but it's not. The wings actually move back and forth, but you have to move them manually. And these blasters also swivel here back and forth. It's kind of neat on there. And I believe that's all of the manually moving parts. The automated moving, oh no, the tail does swivel back and forth, sorry, on there. But to the automated moving part of the Pteranodon is the walking action. And you can just turn that on with the switch down here near its butt right there. And just flip the switch and it'll start walking on there. Pretty neat. He tends to waddle almost like a duck on there. And I'm not sure if the tail provides any guidance in the direction he walks into. I think it might. Although it doesn't look like it does it too much on there. But that's kind of cool. Another look at the Pteranodon here. And you got some sculpted details there. It's kind of neat on there. And we'll be back and have a look at the second mode of this Zoid, and which is a Dimetrodon. So we'll be right back. Alright, we have the Dimetrodon put together, and first thing we'll do is go ahead and do that size comparison between this Zoid and a Liger 0X. And it's very interesting because this Dimetrodon, which uses the same number of parts, or the exact same parts as the Pteranodon, is almost as tall as the Liger 0X and almost as long as well. It's very, very interesting how a reuse of all of the same parts can produce very different shapes and very different Zoids altogether. So that's very, very cool. And I have to admire the people who design these Zoids, especially this one where you can have two different modes that look totally different yet use the same parts. It's very, very cool. Taking a look at the Dimetrodon here in more detail. This particular Zoid, or this mode of Zoid, has slightly fewer manually moving parts compared to the Pteranodon on here, but I actually like this Zoid better than the Pteranodon. I think it looks nicer and it looks cooler. Taking a look at the manually moving parts for this Zoid, the head, of course, moves back and forth, up and down a little bit, and of course the canopy opens. Let me pop off the head again to reveal the pilot there. And you can see it opens and closes. on there, and I think the only other manually moving part of the blasters here, which rotate, and the tail, which swivels and rotates as well on there. And I noticed here that, oops, looks like his claw just came off. That's okay. That can be easily put back in. Or at least I think it can. There we go. It's interesting about this tail. It's in a downward position, but I think it actually helps the Dimetrodon walk, if not a little bit faster. And because I tried positioning the tail, because I thought it kind of dragged on the ground a bit too much. I tried putting it in an upward position, but for some reason the Dimetrodon seemed to have walked just slightly slower, or at least it was having trouble walking. And I think with the tail in this downward position, it actually helps with the feet of the Dimetrodon. It doesn't drag its feet as much. So, and to turn on the walking feature of this Dimetrodon, you just move the head up and down. That's where the switch is, right there. And let me just put the head back, and we'll turn it on and see it walk along. It just walks slowly across. It's pretty neat. And like I said, with the tail flipped up in an upward position, it looks like it walks even slower on there. So that's kind of neat. Take a look at the Dimetrodon one more time in detail. It's very, very cool. You can see it's. I need to push this in a little bit more there. Very, very nice. I really like this Z Builder Zoid. It's very, very cool, where you can have, like I said, multiple modes and 2 different Zoids. Very, very nice. This is my casual peek into the Zoids Z Builder Dimetra Ptera, both a Pteranodon and a Dimetrodon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.